It's time for Ink the Book Show with your host, Ryan O'Connor. And now, let's ink the book. Hello. There we are. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Ink the Book Show. I'm Ryan O'Connor. I'm making my first graphic novel, figuring out how to do it live in front of people. My book Bonehead is what we're working on, and today I'm inking page 98. The whole thing is penciled. I'm just inking it as I go, inking it one page at a time, because just these two hands. And that's what we're doing today. Also, I was looking for some of my first drawings of Bonehead. They're somewhere in this corner of the room right here, but I didn't find the first ones today, but I did find some pretty early stuff when I was trying to design a video game a little bit, even though I don't know how video games are made. I'm just trying to make stuff up. I just want to make stuff that I would like. But instead, I made a cartoon of it, and I'm making a book of it because I'm not smart enough to make video games myself. But let's take a look. Let's take a look at this notebook. So my earliest, well, I don't know about earliest, but my earliest sketchbooks were actually all notebooks. I used to just draw everything exclusively in mechanical pencil on lined notebook paper. So here's me planning out, let's see, all the animations I needed, and trying to plan out what kinds of things I would need Bonehead to do as a video game character. So I needed a running animation, check. Standing animation, check. Jump animation, check. Attack animation. So somewhere there's a very crude version of level of a kind of a, let's see, like a makeshift level. Hi, what, love? This notebook, this is from, this was from 2011, I believe, maybe 2012 actually. So 10 years ago, when I was helping my buddy make his final for a video game design class, I wanted to know if I had any characters I would want to do to let him use for video game level design. So I did all the character animations at the time of this character I made up just for this project, and that was Bonehead. And these are some super early drawings of him. He was tightened up a little bit when I did the actual animations, because here he's kind of like floppy feet, looks kind of funky. But let's see. So here he is kind of throwing. I don't know. Neat head, odd body, use your refs, says this note. I don't know what refs that's referring to, but here he is reaching into his head. Let me pull this a little closer to the camera, or maybe the camera closer to this. So here he is reaching into his head. And he pulls out a bottle of poison and chucks it. Let's see. That's why I have it pulled far away. This is a sketch of a bad guy I was drawing a lot at the time, named Cyborg Clops. I think he was going to be a boss character, where he had like mechanical hands and legs that would switch out into different things. See, there's like my logo idea is kind of why he had the diamond head to begin with. I thought it would be kind of iconic. Oh, and look, before I even knew what he was, or like why he was there, these are my first drawings of Billy TV, the alien that I drew the first image of in the comic yesterday. Oh, thank you. So, and then here's an early drawing of Mort before I really knew anything about him. I just knew I wanted Bonehead to have this devil kind of drinking buddy, and I wasn't sure what he was going to look like, but that's one of my first attempts at trying to figure out what he might look like. I kind of like that. That's pretty cute. Let me see what else I got here. Here's a bunch of like, oh, I look at this. I was trying to come up with all these punny, like bug themed level names, and because it was more this the idea was more about like all these crazy bugs were all the bad guys in the levels, and they'd be like crawling after him and like biting at him, and because he works in a poison factory, he would pull the bottles of poison out of his head and throw them at the bugs. And I know he was going to be on like a bunch of like alien planets for some reason. So here's a little like stand-in drawing of him running through some place. It says, eyes on the terrain, blink and follow Bonehead. Tentacles and claws pop out of the ground in various areas. That sounds pretty cool. Termites that devour the level behind you. Must keep ahead of termites to avoid being eaten. I don't know. These are like, yeah, termite characters. There's this level ID. Hi, let me sleep. You got a haircut. Let's see. Climb along trees and branches to avoid stampede. See, my buddy, who was a video game major, he just wanted to make like a little crummy level for his final. My imagination was running wild, and I was like trying to flesh out this whole plot for a real video game that I'm not even sure my buddies were capable of making at the time. So that never really got off the ground, but I had plenty of ideas. Like this is like a roach stampede. I mean, these are just sketches, and then he would be like swing like across branches and stuff, like I don't know, to keep from being trampled. These are sketches. I was doing chalk drawings for a store one summer. More bug. I was trying to come up with all these wild bug designs. The little character is so cute. The Bonehead one. And look at all these weird skull sketches. I think I knew I wanted other skeleton characters to be in there somewhere, but I didn't really know what. And then there's creepy bugs. Here's I did a cool colored drawing of this somewhere. if I can find it. Yeah, I redrew him here. So that drawing is the original drawing is 10 years old. Oh, and here's some rough drawings of Bonehead's death animation. Like he goes, oh, and then spins around, throws his leg in the air, keeps spinning around. Then he falls down, and a little a lily pops up on his chest. I did that animation. I wish I wish I could find those. I don't know if I'll be able to though. More logo drawings. What else? Some kind of, what does that say? Cat bug? I don't know what that's about. And skull keys. More skull keys. Skeleton keys. Let's see. Collect all keys to continue moving between worlds. Yeah, I don't know. And here's, I was like plotting out a first level, and somewhere on my, this might be kind of hard to see on camera. There's these like little robot guys. Let's see. Devil scientist. This is all super tiny. A giant bear trap. Devil guards. And it's all kind of like little icons mostly. This is part 2 of that same level. So there's this buggy thing that you would hop into at one point. Do you see how elaborate this is? Like, I don't know that I would ever have been able to do anything with any of this, even with my video game friends. But this I actually made an animation of, and it's in a video on my YouTube channel. And it's for a music video I did for a contest for They Might Be Giants. It's in the video is called Erase. And it, like somewhere at the beginning of my channel, I have a bunch of animations. This one is like They Might Be Giants music video called Erase. I didn't win, but I really liked that part. I worked really hard on making this guy really cool. But I wanted to see it in action. So I made it a few years later. And let's see. And there's a lot of cool characters in that music video. So I was kind of disappointed. I didn't even watch the video of the one that won, because I really thought that one kind of had potential, even though it's maybe not the best animation in the world, but it's pretty cool. Let's see. There's some kind of big devil monster thing here. Another little devil scientist. Another robot. And I drew this in more detail somewhere. This was a devil guard. And if I like really stopped to focus on this for a while, I could probably figure out how everything was supposed to transpire in this. More robots. And then at the end of this level, I know this, Bonehead was going to get to the end of the level, and then he was going to get beaten up by a bunch of devil guards, because there was a little bit of a story I was trying to tell throughout it. And here is, let's see, there were going to be like different versions of these devil guards throughout the thing. These were just examples, but there's a Salvation Army Christmas Santa devil guard. This one has a pitchfork and epaulets. This one's got like some kind of like old war helmet. But generally they would look something like this. And then here's the robot. Like, I feel like these drawings, they've got this like weird rubbery energy. And oh, here's my detailed drawings of the buggy thing. It was just this mechanical like crab vehicle. Oh, maybe you didn't hop into it. There was going to be a guy, and then one of the devil guards was going to be driving it, and it would chase Bonehead around. And his like eyes would light up in the dark. Here's what the scientist would look like. Let's see. More detail. I think my buddy Ben, who was kind of like talking about this with me for a long time. We need to talk about the creativity. My imagination was exploding. I was so excited thinking this was going to happen. But he wanted to make a 3D model of it. I don't know if he ever finished. I know he was working on it for a while. I gotta get that guy on here, Ben. I invited him today, but I always invite everybody and nobody ever responds. But one of these days I'm gonna text him about coming on here. I don't know. It was just like I was just like everything that I could think of that kind of sparks my imagination. Like, I don't know why, but I like kind of pseudo dark things. Like, I guess, like, I like stuff that would appeal to children, but also kind of edgier. Like, so there's like a lot of skeletons and devils and like crazy robots and stuff that I was drawing at the time. Yeah, and creepy bugs. Like, look at all these. It's like all I draw. So aliens. Yeah. Oh, these are my first drawings of a different robot character named Gunderson Matter. These are the first drawings of him. Cool. Let's see. Another little skeleton guy. This is my character, Tom, from another project I was trying to make a the two. Let me see. Where's that? I do a lot of buck teeth in my drawings too, and I think that started about this point. Let me see. This is a cartoon I was writing at the time where my... Oh, let me tighten this up real quick. Okay. Some other characters I was trying to make a cartoon of. We're going to meet this devil guy called the Bone Devil. Here he is screaming his name. I am the Bone Devil. See, I think a lot of my inspiration kind of came from, like, at the time it was like Invader Zim and Billy and Mandy was big for me right then. Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. What else? There's a bit of SpongeBob in it at the time. He skips leg day. Yeah, I feel like a lot of my characters skip leg day. Here's some of my first drawings of this circus guy named Vladimir der Vanderbilt, which it's a really screwy version of him, but that's more like him. See, I was coming up with all these characters that I'm still trying to do something with. Frogman. He's like smacking a fly with his tongue. It goes bammo. Any Bonehead stuff? I think that might be all the Bonehead stuff here. Yeah, there's some other stuff in here that I'll repress for another time. But here we are with page 98. So let's see. Let's get this out of my face a little. Get some white. Yeah, now I can see. Okay, what time is it? It's 1:00 something. 1:09. Just a sec. Let me okay. Let's see if I get any response there. It's probably going to be, I'm at work. To which I say, coward. No. Oh, you know what? I listened to a bit of Modern Talking. Is that what they were called? Modern Talking, and also George Michael and Billie Eilish. And I didn't listen to a whole lot of Modern Talking, but they sounded kind of neat. I listened to Bad Guy by Billie Eilish, which was kind of neat. I don't know if it's my kind of music necessarily. Same with George Michael. But it was Billie Eilish did sound pretty cool. The music was kind of because I listened to a bit of another song of hers too, and it's kind of like strangely stilted and like I don't know, very interesting composition. George Michael, I was mostly listening to see what I had heard by him. Was he in Wham as well? George Michael? I meant to look into that. And also, I don't remember what Wham does, but I know some song by them. But I didn't recognize Careless Whisper. What I did recognize was Faith. I know the song Faith. Well, I guess it would be nice if I could touch your body. I know not everybody's got a body like you. It was a hit, but honestly, she got better songs. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, I saw that on Spotify. It was like one of her top tracks. Um, like I could listen to more of her. I think I might like some of her music if I gave her a chance. George Michael, I don't know. I don't know if I would get into his stuff so much. What does Wham do? I feel don't they? Isn't he in Wham? Let me see. And I think it's that. No, I don't want to say because I think I'm wrong with what song they do. Yeah, George Michael. He's in Wham. Do you know Princess Bubblegum by? Is it I Love You, Tommy? ILY, Tommy? Oh, you're asking Let Me Sleep. Let me see. What does Wham do? Why is it taking me so long to find out? Last Christmas is their top track. Oh, Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. Isn't that a cover too? Maybe not. Listen to 5S. Wait, do you listen to? I listen to. I personally listen to a bunch of stuff that no one else seems to listen to, and I get into my own rabbit holes that have nothing to do with anyone else's music taste. It always seems. 5SOS. Really? 5SOS. I'll pull them up. I don't want to listen to it on my channel because 5 Seconds of Summer. I just saw that they have a song called Teeth, which reminded me of. I don't know a lot of Death Cab for Cutie, but you know that song Crooked Teeth? I love that song. And then there's a video that this guy Rob Schraub made with it. He does a lot of stuff with like cardboard puppets that he makes, and just hand like he takes like old toys and just like puts cardboard and paint all over them and kind of like cannibalizes them and makes weird looking stuff out of them. And he made this video for Crooked Teeth. I don't think it's the main video, but I think it's like an alternate video. and it's on YouTube, and not the best quality, but it's oh man, like between the song and that video, I I I I would get overwhelmed sometimes when I would watch it, because I'm like, I could work on stuff for a million years and never make anything this amazing. But that's just me, because I don't think it's meant to be that profound to anyone, but that's how it hits me. Um, but yeah, Death Cab for Cutie, Crooked Teeth. Somewhere you'll find a version with like it's got like a pirate, uh, uh, a dragon with some kind of space goggles on, uh, a robot in a spaceship, and for some reason it blows my mind. I almost paid $400 for the head of the robot, the puppet head for the robot on eBay once, but I got outbid, and I was like, yeah, I can't keep going up on this. But I really wanted to own that head, because that video, it just kills me. Let me see. You might also know Youngblood by Five. Okay. Yeah, that's their top one. Okay. I'll check that out at some point today, if I remember. Maybe it'll take me a couple weeks like the other stuff. Dang it. I gotta go back through the book. In fact, I'm gonna make a note to myself over here, because I don't know if I've been consistently putting this nameplate on Mr. Shivers' door. Just so I don't forget. But I listened to the rest of that album, that particular Death Cab for Cutie album, which is called Plans. And the only other track I recognized on it was that Follow You Into the Dark song, which is good. But like, those two songs I liked, and then nothing else kind of struck me on it. But that's just me. Oh, I didn't realize that. There we go. Okay. So sometimes if you go too slow, you're going to get wobbly lines like I'm always getting. I got to try and focus on just like plowing through a line sometimes. But you got to get your hand like in such a position to be able to pull it. Where it's not going to get stuck on the paper or something. It might not necessarily be straight, but it'll be a more confident line if you can just throw it down quicker. But quicker sometimes you run the risk. You got to like strike a balance between control and quick. Sometimes backing over a line, I find, will kind of help straighten it out a little. But also, at the same time, I try not to be too precious about my lines. As long as it's not like distractingly bad, I think. I'm just gonna go straight black. And then just mix. Just helps me feel like it's done a little more instead of just like a perfect surface. It just makes me feel like I haven't touched that area a little bit. If I just leave a bunch of pristine white spaces. Let's see, where was I just looking at? Oh yeah. So when Liam texted me yesterday about doing a skit for Big Bad Biker Boys, I was like, what does he want us to do? Like dress up as biker boys and do a video? I was like, what the heck is that going to entail? And then I realized later in the day, I was like, oh, he's probably thinking of just like doing a little audio recording maybe. But I don't know. I'll have to talk to him about that. But I if I had to guess, I think that's what he had in mind. You want a bike? Yeah, me too actually. I've been maybe not a motorcycle, but I've been wanting to buy myself a bicycle for a long time, and never go ahead and just do it for some reason. But I really want one. I think I'm gonna do that one of these days. It's been like years since I realized that I wanted to have a bicycle again. Oops. I remember when I first learned to ride my first bike. We lived in a townhouse back then, and I would always like I could ride the bike. Oh wait. I just saw a video of a biker, right? And there was also a dog, and he had his own little helmet matching the actual bike. How cute. But yeah, when I was first learning to ride a bike, I could ride the bike fine, right? But I would for it was like months. The first several months, I would always practice by riding around the townhouse. But when I got to one side of the townhouse, I couldn't make the turn tight enough, and I would always crash into this mailbox, like, and I I couldn't. It's like I couldn't hit any other spot. I I had to like crash into the mailbox somehow. I it, I'm like I don't think I ever got hurt, but it infuriated me that like what I couldn't make a wider turn even. Like I don't understand now, but it was like every single time. It baffled me at the time. I couldn't help but hit this mailbox. And it was like the day that I didn't do that anymore. It was a real triumph for me. You say you have a parrot. I have a parrot. The helmet going to be hella small. You have a parrot? When I was about that age, I always wanted a parrot. I always thought that would be the most amazing. That was the pet I always wanted when I was a kid. Was a parrot. Does yours talk? I don't think I would want one now. May I don't know. I could get one now. I was the most recent pet I've considered. I think I said this recently. Was I was thinking about getting a gecko or something, or a salamander. That's what I was thinking of getting. Oh, his name is Chico. He says his own name. He says mama, and he also says meow. That's cool. Were those all things you intended for him to learn? Like, or does he just seem to pick up random things like that? Like Chico, his own name makes sense. Say mama. I guess the weird one is meow to me. You just always hears me saying mama. Yeah. So where did meow come from? You're like, I just want him to sound like a different animal than he is. I'm just playing God. And the birds shall say, meow. You be seeing cats in my back. That's the only possibility. Ooh, I was trying to avoid sticking my hand in the ink here, but it's mostly dry. Let's see. Clean this up a little bit. There we go. Wait, he also sings. I don't know what song, but he sings. And he taught me the song, so we sing together. So, like, when you got him, there was a song that he was able to sing already, but you don't even know what song it is. That's pretty cool. And he also sings, or he also hits things to make music. Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay. But there's just some song that he picked up along the way since you've had him. That's pretty cool. Man, maybe I should get a parrot. Let me sleep says get one. That like you have a parrot and a cockatiel? Because they do kind of that stuff too, don't they? Talk and mimic. A friend of ours back in the day, he might still have a cockatiel. He had one growing up, and I think I remember it would say little things, not many things, but I think. Oh no, the cockatiel is the parrot. Oh, okay. They look like Pokemon. They are kind of wild looking. I feel like when you like really look at animals up close, they all seem so strange to me. Not strange exactly, but it's like, what was it? There's like my roommate's cat, or any cat really, my sister's cat for that matter. It's like when I look at them up close, I'm like, what's with these weird like little folds in their ears? Like they've got like little pockets in their ears. You know what I'm talking about? They have like little pockets in the edge of their ears or something. I was like, what purpose could that serve? That's strange. And then like if you look at birds' ears, like does your right? They've got ears, but they're like covered in feathers. But they're like I think, was it an owl or something? No, not an owl. I don't know. But I saw something one time where it was like you pull back the feathers and they've got like huge ear holes that you don't realize they have. So maybe I'm just fascinated with animals' ears. I don't know. Oh, okay. There was something though. Some I feel like it was some bird that it was like they pulled back the feathers and it was like just like, I don't know, just crazy. Like unexpectedly uh big ears or something. I think I'm gonna fix that. Something like that. And let's see, what pets have we had? Um, my sister had some mice at one point, which was a disaster. I think they got out of their cage and it was just terrible. I think their names were Salt and Pepper. They were There was a black one and a white one, and then and we had gerbils for a little while. My thing with those, like the mice and the gerbils, the whole time owning them was just a fight to keep them in their cage. They're perpetually trying to escape being owned, and that's rough. It's like we're constantly like taping up the cage or replacing the cage or something, or like boarding up the cage. I used to have like 9 cats and a dog. Or I don't know, maybe more cats. Crazy cat lady. And they die from anything. That's true too. I forget what it was, but I don't know if it was like because we were kids. Maybe I assume we weren't taking care of them well. I don't remember if this was the gerbils or maybe we had some other rodents at some point, but like they were like, so I think one of them like ate another one, if I recall, which is gruesome to think about. But that might have been neglectful child um, keeping pets. But I know another time, like, I'm pretty sure it was the mice escaped into that house at some point. And we had a beagle, which the beagle was just really melancholy at night, and it was like it would just like whine and howl all night. So my dad was like, he talking to somebody, he'd heard that if you give it like a clock, if you put a clock by its bed, like a ticking clock, it'll remind the dog of its mother's heartbeat or something, and it'll kind of help it calm down and sleep. So I don't know why my dad singled me out, but he was like, Brian, give me your alarm clock. I can wake you up in the morning. So they put my alarm clock next to the dog's bed for a few nights. Actually, I think it was just the first night. It chewed up my clock and I had to get a new one. And I think it wrecked the next one too. So, and then one day, I guess I wore a watch at the time. One day I had taken it off for some reason and left it somewhere. And the dog chewed up my watch too. I was like, this dog doesn't want me knowing what time it is. It wrecked, 3 timepieces of mine on 3 separate occasions. And we didn't have that beagle for very long. What else? Before that, we had a Cocker Spaniel, a baby Cocker Spaniel that turned out to be sick when we got it. So I think we had that Cocker Spaniel for a month, just long enough for my sister, who had gotten it for Christmas. No, I think her birthday right before Christmas. Just long enough for my sister to fall in love with it. We had to say goodbye to the Cocker Spaniel, unfortunately. My brother had a snake. Dog be like, there's no such thing as time. Time is just a construct. My brother had a snake named Juliet that he had for a long time. One time he set the heat lamps that you put on top of the, I think it was I don't know what it was. I don't know. Why do I want to say a python? But I don't know. It wasn't. It had the capability of getting really big, I think. Like my his buddy still has his after all these years. My brother had it for several years. I think he eventually sold it to a friend of his. But our buddy still has his, and it's like maybe, I think if it was out of its cage, it was like something like 12 feet long. But I think my brother had his until it was like maybe 6 feet long or something. I don't know. But it started out small when he got it. But he kept it for a while. I think when things started getting serious with his fiance, it was about the time he got rid of it. I used to go catch little garter snakes in the fields behind my house. That was cool. But I feel like I only ever saw them for like a couple summers, and then I never saw them again. But I talked about the crab I had for a little while. I'm pretty sure his name was Dr. Fishopolis, and which I named him from Space Ghost, Coast to Coast. Um, I had him for a few months, but I think I probably wasn't putting the right water in his bowl, maybe, and he just turned up dead one day. But I had him for a little while where maybe that wasn't the case. Maybe those things just didn't live long. I don't know. Oh, and here's Bonehead's boss, Mr. Shivers. I don't know if you guys have seen him before. It's been a while. I have drawn him in this book already, but it's been a while. Maybe you have. Ever since that beagle, man, I have no concept of time. That was when I was 13. Yeah, he's a mean guy. And he wears the happy face mask um, to, I guess, not scare off all of his employees as much. Actually, there's a point in the book where all the characters are like the happy face looks mean too, because he's like looking mean behind it. But there's a point in the book where all the characters are speculating why he wears the mask, and they all have different reasons why they think he wears it. He has one eye? What you talking about? Uh-huh. Dude. On. Dude. Dos ojos. I just don't know how to say eyes in French. Fake dos eyes. Or fake do eyes. Doe eyes means something different here. It's like the big eyelashes and the giant pupils and like. Do you? Do you? But say it like. Do you? I don't know. Does the Z sound at all like Z? Z? I know it doesn't. I'm certain it doesn't. Come for the drawing, stay for the cultural ignorance. The X from do relates to yo, so it makes it does make a Z sound. So, where was it? Dozo? Is that maybe Dozo? Here, let's see. Let's see here. Oh wait. Why won't it click? Okay. 2 eyes.
Deux yeux.
Deux yeux. Boom. Nailed it. Especially that first time I said it in that feminine voice. See, I think Americans probably just made it complicated on ourselves when we, when the English, the English made it complicated on themselves when they invented English. Because that's what I've heard, right? Like English is actually the complicated one because they do it backwards from everybody else. I forget what it is exactly, but French is too hard, honestly. Too many rules for nothing. I do remember having a conversation with a guy who was taking French classes in college one time, who was telling me like he was very like very pessimistic about it in probably many things, but he was like, it's just a lazy language. It's like you stop every word before it ends. Like so like the last sound, like the like I guess like do looks kind of like, I guess it looks like what dukes or deuce I might say if I was trying to guess what the French would be if I didn't know any better. I might think it was deuce. But I mean like it does kind of like it makes sense once you know that's kind of a thing. I don't know. Like I could probably I feel like I could probably guess how stuff was I don't know. I don't think I've done a good job of that so far. In Spanish, I remember I had a buddy of mine told me when I was in elementary school. He was like, "You read Spanish really well," even though I didn't know what I was reading at all. I feel like I'm, at least in Spanish, I was good at judging how words would be pronounced. Now I'm just a bit more familiar with Spanish than I was then, but yeah, it's I think there is a lot of overlap that like I've detected, but it's like I think my what I know in Spanish, it kind of throws me off from like when I'm trying to read French. I think that's what it is for me. It's like it's harder for me to read French because it's like similar looking sometimes, but I know it's like not pronounced the the same kind of way. But like I've said before, I've been able to have passable communication between me who doesn't really speak Spanish and someone who doesn't speak English at all, like a number of times. Oh yeah, that threw me off in Spanish a little bit. Like just that concept is like, how do you know what to gender a particular object? Though I don't think it is it necessarily that particular ever. Like like if you do it one way or another in casual conversation, I suppose it doesn't like it's not going to like trip up the conversation too much, right? But I'm saying like is there a definitive? Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So if it's like a battery, it tends to be feminine, or if it's like it's kind of like what is it? Let me think. Words that end in vowels or start with vowels. You'd say an apple, right? An apple, not a apple. But if words that start with consonants, you say a pencil. So I guess it's kind of like that, right? Oh, sure, sure. Yeah, I guess I guess that's probably a good comparison because, like, if you said "and pencil," you'd sound like you don't know how to speak English. Or if you said "a apple," that sounds more like something I would hear in day to day life, but it also sounds like you don't have a good grasp on the English language a little bit, but less glaringly than if you said "and pencil." You have like le pomme, and when it's vowels, it's like l'amour, la pomme, and l'amour. Okay, we just add an apostrophe. Okay, so when it starts with a vowel, you use the apostrophe. Okay, I've I'd wondered about that before. Like I didn't know when you used the apostrophe or when it was LA or LE. You put LA there. Is there a different like when do you use LE? 'Cause that's a thing, right? I am tired. Tired. Okay. And what if the word was born one gender and then transitioned later on in life? No, I'm just kidding. Case by case basis. I guess you could always ask the word what 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 they prefer. This has turned into a French class. Yeah, you're probably like I I don't want to talk about syntax and uh, sentence structure anymore. Let's see. I gotta be good at French this year to get into college next year. Oh yeah, French isn't your first language, right? You speak Arabic first, and so you're still that's right. Are you still learning French, or you're pretty much like French, then English, and I'm learning Korean and Spanish. Holy smokes! Now, I do speak French pretty well. Are you using like what is it, Duolingo or something like that? Or I just got a 96 in oral. Oh, wow. I barely speak the one language. In Egypt, I was in a private school that teaches French. Sorry. I wasn't good, so I got into an academy after every single day of school. Then I got here and things were kind of easy. Yeah, I think that would help. I think to learn any language to be kind of immersed in it, right? Exactly. And here we got classes called Welcome Class, and it teaches the basics to new immigrants. Oh, cool. Oh, that's really nice. This year they're going to count French and English class. And let's see. They're going to count French and English class in PE or culture and religions so I can go to college. Oh, like that's all going to be required? Or that's like all the remaining classes you need? Okay. Culture and religions, cool. I feel like culture and religions would be something I would have fallen asleep in when I was going to college, but I'd be a lot more interested in now. The rest got counted from last year. Made us write an essay about the importance of water in every single class? Really? Wait, what? Every single class? Everyone had to write about the importance of water in every class. That's... I don't even know what to think of that. I mean, it sounds like, there's only so many things you could say that would get old kind of quick. Yeah, like why is water important in math, in French, in English, etc.? Why it's important in math? That sounds wild. So try to stay on screen. What time is it? Almost 2:30. Oops. How's this blob for a confident line? It actually doesn't look too bad on screen. From where I'm seeing it. But it looks a little janky in person. Oof. Oh, here's an artist, a musician that I was thinking about that I was wondering if you might be aware of them. Regina Spektor. Her, I've heard her album. Is it called Begin to Hope? Yeah, she sings some French on there. So I was wondering if maybe that was on anybody's radar. But I like a lot of that music. Oh, okay. If you've ever seen that show, what was that show called? The one with the lady prison. the On Netflix, there was a show called. No, I can't think of what it's called. Um, it was not a sitcom. It was like a drama on Netflix. Lady Prison. um, what the hell is it called? Oh, I just remembered. Orange is the New Black. Regina Spektor does the theme song on that. Lady Gaga special edition. Mm. Oh, I think this is supposed to go something like that. I liked that show, especially at first. It kind of like goes at some point. It goes into like every single character's backstory, and you find out how they got to the prison, and it was it was kind of cool. And it's like after like the fourth outrageous prison riot or something, or that like they start like the characters are like escaping from prison, and like it after so many seasons, it was like the drama was getting a little too like far fetched to. But I mean, I liked it all the way through, or I watched it all the way through. But like some of I think the last couple seasons just seemed like almost silly. Yeah. So I forget how long were you like studying English? I don't know if I feel like I may have asked that before. What was my dream job when I was younger? I kind of always wanted to make cartoons in some capacity. I wanted to do. It's kind of like still now. I just want to. I always wanted to make everything that I liked. Like there were these like scary books for young kids called Goosebumps books by this guy R.L. Stein that I used to collect, and when I was reading those, I wanted to be a writer and write scary stories like that. And then when I don't know, like when I would see cool cartoons on TV, I'd want to make that. It was always kind of like I was always interested in making the stuff that I was into at the time. But generally, I always wanted to be an artist to some capacity. I didn't really think much about comic books most of my childhood, maybe until I was a teenager. Yeah, I think it was like when I was about 13, I was introduced to the first comic books that I ever got into. But even then, the comics I liked were very, very few and far between. And I just wanted to make like I had it in my head that I wanted to make TV shows on like Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network, the cartoon channels here. I never did learn English from school because it's like nothing. I just learned English from songs and idols, interviews, etc. Wow. And even when learning a new language, I learned through English, so I get better at both. Oh, cool. That's very interesting. So like when you're what was it, Korean and something, but like the languages you're teaching yourself now, you're doing it like the lessons, yeah, Spanish and Korean, like you're learning through like English lessons. That's very that's very cool. I admire that. Yeah, I'm trying to like I've said before, like I just want to start making my own cartoon. Like I think part of me is like done waiting for like someone to give me permission to make the stuff I want to make, and I'm just gonna start doing it whenever I can. So like I want to make my cartoon, all these cartoon ideas I have, and then these comic books. I've said before, I think I want to make like a like a music album sometime, like with my brother probably helping me, because he's even said he's not really a musician. Everything he does is self taught. And there was a while back where, like, when I was maybe 20, I was making a bunch of tracks in computer programs. Um, and our other brother Jimmy was helping me, and so I've got a bunch of like little songs that I've played some of them on this channel before. Some of them are a little too embarrassing to play, but I've always thought like I'd like to make an album someday of like a bunch of songs that I wrote in my like late teens, early 20s. A lot of them are just goofy songs, but I think it'd be cool. And I just want to make like, I don't know, just all these kinds of things I like. Like I think it'd be cool to make like a film someday. I don't know about what. I don't have any plans there, but if I came up with something, that would be really cool to do. I've always said the kind of songs that I tended to write, or kind of still tend to write if I come up with something, are they're very much in the vein of maybe not as well written, but They Might Be Giants. I like They Might Be Giants a lot. There's like, you'll see behind me sometimes. Here, I'll show it. There's that poster with the little girl back there she's holding like a pickaxe or something. That's They Might Be Giants album cover. This camera always comes loose. There we go. That's one of my favorite bands, and I think a lot of my like when I write songs, it's kind of like influenced by them. And they're kind of like kind of goofy, kind of dark humory, not necessarily like they're a funny band or anything, but they're just kind of like strange and interesting lyrics a lot of times. And they're kind of famous for kind of having different genres on a lot of their tracks. I think I think I felt like they were very like unique and strange when I first discovered them, and now I don't know. Now they seem so like normal to me, but I think that's still the impression other people would get when they listen to them for the first time. Even the name of the band sounds like kind of like curious and strange. They Might Be Giants. Let me see. Yeah, because I got used to them. Here's a piece of music I could play on here if I have it. There's a song that, because I always join their fan club offering whenever they do it. They have like a little fan club thing that they would release exclusive music to in the past 10 years. And one year they were one of the offerings was you could get a ringtone with your name written into it. So I have a song with a little song with them singing my name.
Someone's calling, Ryan O'Connor. Don't answer it, Ryan O'Connor. Someone's calling, Ryan O'Connor.
Oh, I had a.
Answer it, Ryan O'Connor. Someone's calling, Ryan O'Connor. Don't answer it, Ryan O'Connor.
I can't turn it off. Okay. Of course, that's when an alarm would go off on my phone in the middle of that. But yeah, that's one of the coolest things they've done was like anyone who wanted to join at a certain tier or whatever could get a song with their name in it. Yeah, that's what I said. If I had this, I would put it everywhere and at all times. That's the weird thing. I thought I would like I made it my ringtone right away, and then I thought I would hear it all the time, but I always had my phone on silent, so it's like every once in a while I just remember like, oh yeah, I have that song. Remember the time my favorite band wrote a song with my name in it? Oh yeah. Yeah, I was definitely playing it all the time for friends who don't care about that band, but you know, they thought it was cool, but it's like, yeah, we get it. We don't care. In fact, I remember my dad one time getting so annoyed that I was playing it at one point because he was sick of hearing it because it's so repetitive to begin with. Um, trying to think. I could probably play a piece of music that I made. There's a. This one was a little inspired by. Now, if iTunes will work, that would be wonderful. Okay. I wrote this song. It was kind of inspired a tiny bit by this band called Lemon Demon. Pull it up here. Let's see. All right. This is a piece of music me and my brother composed, and I wrote the song. It's called "Why Are You Staring at the Sun?"
I ran up to my friend and he must have lost his head, cause there he was staring at the sky. And I didn't ask him why, but he turned around and looked at me and asked me condescendingly, why are you staring at the sun? Why are you staring at the sun? And I didn't know what to say when he said, why are you staring at the sun? And so I took my friend to see the brain doctor, who just smiled and said that my friend would never be the same again. And so I asked for a second opinion, and she said he'd never be the same again. I went to the store cause I had to buy some more of everything, of which I didn't have enough. And I came up with my stuff when the cashier in the checkout line stared me right square in the eye and screamed, why are you staring at the sun? Why are you staring at the sun? And I didn't know what to say when he said, why are you staring at the sun? So I left my things and walked out to the parking lot and started to scream. That's when I started noticing the sky. And to this day I cannot picture why, but that's when I started staring at the sun. But they just said, why aren't you staring at the sun? Why aren't you staring at the sun? And I didn't know what to say to them. They said, why aren't you staring at the sun? Why are you staring? Why are you staring? Why are you staring? Why are you staring? Why are you staring?
So that's that song. Just listening to that one now, I'm realizing like every single idea we had made the cut. Like we didn't we didn't not put something in. It almost seems like there's too many ideas in the one song. It like has 3 endings, it sounds like. But I like that one. That's probably my favorite one that we put together. I hope I can finish this page pretty soon. I think I can. It's not that involved. Let's see. So he's sitting on this chair. Throw his hand down. And that song was probably made. I want to say like 2000. 2008. Eight? 2009? Oh, oops, I didn't realize I was off screen. Okay. Oh, no problem. Did you missed the song? I played one of the songs I made like 15 years ago or something with one of my brothers. You want me to put it on again? Let me see. Maybe I'll put a different one on. I don't want to put a different one on. I'll play it one more time. How about that? Okay, fine. It's called Why Are You Staring at the Sun? And, oh.
I ran up to my friend and he must have lost his head, cause there he was staring at the sky. And I didn't ask him why, but he turned around and looked at me and asked me condescendingly, why are you staring at the sun? Why are you staring at the sun? And I didn't know what to say when he said, why are you staring at the sun? And so I took my friend to see the brain doctor, who just smiled and said that my friend would never be the same again. And so I asked for a second opinion, and she said he'd never be the same again. I went to the store cause I had to buy some more of everything, of which I didn't have enough. And I came up with my stuff when the cashier in the checkout line stared me right square in the eye and screamed, why are you staring at the sun? Why are you staring at the sun? And I didn't know what to say when he said, why are you staring at the sun? So I left my things and walked out to the parking lot and started to scream. That's when I started noticing the sky. And to this day I cannot picture why. But that's when I started staring at the sun. But they just said, why aren't you staring at the sun? Why aren't you staring at the sun? And I didn't know what to say to them. They said, why aren't you staring at the sun? Why are you staring? Why are you staring? Why are you staring? Why are you staring? Why are you staring?
So that's that song. Yeah, I was trying to make an album with my brother Jimmy, who was really young, and he was just discovering, like, he was just learning how to make stuff in that same program that they still use, called Fruity Loops. But he got pretty decent at it really fast, and he knew I had written all these lyrics, and he wanted to help me make tracks for them. And so we made a bunch of tracks, but not quite an album. And I was always making like little crummy demos with like a tape recorder and stuff back then. So I have a bunch of recordings, but only some are like share worthy. A lot of them are like too cripplingly embarrassing to for public consumption. Yeah, him and Liam are pretty talented at, and they're both just like self-taught on like those computer programs, and Liam taught himself like a good bit of keyboard at this point, and he taught himself how to play drums years ago, and he's pretty good at that. But yeah, they're pretty talented for people who just taught themselves how to make that kind of stuff. I don't know. So yeah, that one we kind of composed together. Like I wrote the main piano part on a keyboard we had, and then he like replicated it in the program. And then I was like, I want a saxophone here, and but I don't know what I want it to do. And then he just like made something up real quick. I was like, yeah, put that in there. We just like trying to do stuff that we like. I think like they're all in the same boat on that. Like we just want to like try to do, if there's something that we're really into, we try to do it too. It'd be cool if it paid off someday. It'd be cool if I could like make this my main gig. The main thing is just chip away every day, I guess. I was hoping I would finish this page before 3 o'clock, and there's only 2 minutes left, but there's not that much. I doodled this like little, I don't know, he looks like a lizard or something, or a turtle. I don't know. I just doodled that earlier today, like probably right before the stream, I think. Uh-huh. Oh, how many siblings do I have? So I'm the oldest of 7. I have 3 younger brothers and 3 younger sisters. So Liam's the one that was on here earlier this week. My other 2 brothers are Mike and Jimmy. And Jimmy's the one that helped me make that years ago, that track. And then, let's see. Him and my brother Mike each have 3 kids. Whoa, 7, your favorite number. You know what I found out when What Love first started coming into the chat? We found out that we were both the oldest of 7. I was like, what? That's insane. Yeah. And my mom is one of 7, but she's the 3rd. My dad is one of 6. Y'all are gonna relate on so many things. My dad is one of 6, but then when his father died, his mom remarried someone who had 7 kids, also another 7-kid family. But when his mom first remarried, there were 13 kids all living in the same house. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how you make that work, but that sounds kind of like a nightmare. But I don't think it lasted incredibly long, like maybe a year or 2 before somebody moved out. But yeah, there was a while where all 13 kids were living in the same house. Yeah, never alone. In fact, I've said before, when I first moved out, I was a little depressed because I was like, I don't know what to do with myself. I was like, I have no one to like bounce off. Like when my roommate was at work, I would just get real bummed out, and I was like, I was just so restless, but like didn't know what to do with my time. And it took me a while to like get used to not having so many people around. Okay. I think this is the end of page 98. Kaboom! Barely any privacy. Maybe. Why, thank you. You're too kind. I feel like my sisters might have felt that way. I don't think I ever really felt like no privacy. I'm getting closer to 100. That's true. I thought thought 100 was a more exciting page. It's all right. I thought something different was going on page 100, but I was just looking at them. We're almost there. Almost there. But I'm going to take off. I'm going to maybe try and eat something before I have to head out of the house. Get this out of my face. But good talking to you, Sleep. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I should think of something to do for the 100th. I'll think about that today. We'll do something. As long as I think of something in time. But yeah. Thanks for keeping me company. Thank you very much. Celebrate with a cake. Maybe. Yeah, we'll think of something. But I'll see you next time. This has been Ink the Book Show.